Let's ride, MFFLs. No Scott Foster, no problem as the Mavericks blow out the Suns to advance to the Western Conference Finals for the first time since 2011. Oh, yeah, that happened to be the championship season. Spam MFFL in the comments if you are a Mavs fan for life, and if you are fired up, I better see over 100 of you comment MFFL down below. We'll take a look back at Game 7, and then we'll look ahead to the Western Conference Finals against the Golden State Warriors coming up right now. You're watching Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Harrison Graham, and the Dallas Mavericks absolutely blew the doors off the Phoenix Suns in Game 7 to advance to the conference finals, 123-90 in Phoenix. And folks, a 33-point victory that really was more like 50 points. This game was never close. The Suns scored a bunch of points in the fourth quarter when the Mavs pulled their starters, but my goodness, who could have seen this coming? I felt good about the Mavs' chances in Game 7. I'll be honest, folks. I did not see a 30-point lead at halftime in a blowout victory of this stature. Luka Doncic, the brighter the lights, the better he plays. Spencer Dinwiddie, 30 points off the bench. Jalen Brunson did his thing. But most importantly, the Mavericks absolutely dominated defensively and shut down Chris Paul and Devin Booker. CP3, Book, we'll see ya. Enjoy the trip to Cancun. Hopefully you can figure things out, Devin, with is it Kylie Jenner? I forget whichever one he's dating. Apparently they're on the rocks too. You know, he's got plenty of time to try and straighten that one out now because basketball will not be in his future over the next couple of months. We'll see ya. Sayonara. Chris Paul is never, you heard it here, never going to win an NBA championship. Guys, this game was never close. That's what's so surprising. None of the 7 games ended up being competitive in the fourth quarter, but for Dallas to go into Phoenix and dominate in the fashion that they did, I thought they could win this game. I did not think they would be up 48 at one point in the fourth quarter, third quarter, whatever it was. That was embarrassing for Phoenix, and for Dallas, it was absolutely glorious. And quite frankly, when Luka hit his first 3 shots to give Dallas an early 8-3 lead, I was like, they're going to win this game. They have no answers for Luka Doncic. If he just gets a little bit of help from the role players, which he got a lot of help from him in this one, they're going to win because Luka is going to refuse to lose, and they set the tone early and never looked back. And now, after you win this game, folks, you just knocked out the number 1 team in the NBA. Title race is wide open. There's no reason to believe why the Dallas Mavericks can't win a championship. Doesn't mean they will, but they have a good chance, as do the Warriors, as do the Heat, as do the Celtics, the 4 teams remaining. It's up for grabs, and I can't wait to see it all play out. But just glorious to see Dallas beat Phoenix in the way that they did. Devin Booker could never. That's all I'm saying. Luka Doncic in this one through 3 quarters, by the way, didn't play the fourth. 35 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 12 of 19 from the field. Also, he had 27 points at halftime. You know how many points the Suns had? 27. He matched the Suns in the first half. Just sensational like he always is. So I want to know, Mavs fans, can the Mavs win the NBA championship? Type Y for yes or type H for hell yes. Why not? Why not the Mavs? You get down to the Final Four and you knock out the number 1 seed in the process. There's no reason why you can't believe that you can win a championship. So type Y for yes or type H for hell yes. Today's show is sponsored by our good friends BetUS, the best sportsbook partner on the internet. If you guys want to go bet on the Mavs to win an NBA championship, one place to do it, BetUS. Go to chatsports.com/MFFL. Promo code MFFL to get 125% deposit bonus. Put down $100, get 125 for free. Now, hey, the uphill battle continues as the folks over at the sportsbooks aren't believing in the Mavs at plus 650. Warriors, the favorites, plus 125. The disrespect continues. But I like. Throw $10 on the Mavs to win a title, 10 to win 65, 100 to win 650. Kind of like it. Chatsports.com/MFFL, promo code MFFL. Let me add one more thing, too, when it comes to betting. I knew the Mavs were going to win Game 7 with those frauds at ESPN put up title odds before the game, and the Mavs weren't even on the graphic. That was the kiss of death for the Suns. I knew that the Mavs were going to win. Chatsports.com/MFFL, promo code MFFL to get that deposit bonus. All right, so we look to Game 7 now a little bit. One of our keys, before looking ahead to the next series, I should say, one of our keys to Game 7 was role players needing to step up. Hello, Spencer Dinwiddie. Are you kidding me with that performance? He's been quiet throughout a lot of the playoffs. Played good in Game 6, hit 5 threes, hit 5 more, and hit a bunch more shots too. 30 points on 11 of 15 shooting, 5 of 7 from 3. He's now 10 of 14 from deep in his past 2 games. Yeah, you get 30 off the bench from Dinwiddie, you're going to win pretty much every game. That's just how that works. Other role players played well as well. Jalen Brunson, 24, 6, and 2. Kleba didn't do a ton, but I thought he played some good defense, rebounded the basketball a little bit. Finney-Smith and Bullock offensively didn't do a ton, but their defensive work in this series on Chris Paul and Devin Booker, sensational. Absolutely sensational. They played a big role in this game, even though they didn't score. I will say this. If you told me that they would combine to go 2 for 7 from 3 in this Game 7, I'd say they're probably not going to win. One of those guys is going to have to hit shots. You won by 33, and they only gave you 10 points combined. So pretty remarkable what this Mavericks team did in Game 7. So now, speaking of role players, who needs to step up against the Golden State Warriors the most as we start to look ahead to this matchup, best of 7 series starting on Wednesday night? Who do you think needs to step up the most against the Warriors? Leave a name or 2 down in the comments section. Now, be sure to subscribe to us here at Dallas Mavericks Today. Trace, this is the chat sports link. You guys can subscribe over there as well, but obviously subscribe here to Mavericks Today, youtube.com/MavsTV, because we're going to do some live watch parties during the Western Conference Finals. Plan to do a watch party for Game 1 on Wednesday night as well. So subscribe. More videos throughout the playoffs, plus some live watch parties during the Western Conference Finals and hopefully the NBA Finals as well. Let's go, Mavs. Hit that big red button. You've never had a better opportunity to subscribe because things are about to heat up in the conference finals. Speaking of which, who's ready? Game 1 on Wednesday night in San Francisco. First 2 games will be on the road for Dallas. Warriors early 5-point favorites in Game 1, over-under set for 214.5. So the sportsbooks continue to go against the Mavs in these road games. But listen, Mavs, Warriors, I think there's a lot of storylines here. The last time the Mavericks faced the Warriors in a playoff series was when the 67-win Mavs in the 06-07 series lost in 6 games to the We Believe Warriors. Obviously, a lot has changed since then. That was 15, 16 years ago. But pretty interesting first playoff series since that 06-07 season when Golden State upset the Mavs in 6. Obviously, other storylines, Mavs have played well against the Warriors in the playoffs or in the regular season the last couple of years, so that's something to monitor as well. You got this Warriors team with championship pedigree, and then these upstart Mavs who they believe, just like the Warriors did back in 06-07. Look, the Warriors have championship DNA. They're a championship team from top to bottom. Steph, Clay, and Draymond are still there, and they're still big impact players. They've added guys like Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole who have really rounded out this roster. Iguodala is on the team. He hasn't been playing because he's hurt, but he's playing a role as well, even if he's just on the sidelines. This is going to be a tough task, just like Phoenix was, but you just proved to yourself, if you're the Mavericks, that you can play with anybody and you can beat anybody, and I expect that to be the mindset going in. You look at the Warriors' key guys here. They're deep, man. Curry, you know what he does. Jordan Poole had a great year, and he's been great in the playoffs as well. Klay Thompson has slowly but surely gotten back to his form. And Draymond Green, he does a little bit of everything. Wiggins was an all-star this year. This will not be easy if you're the Dallas Mavericks, but I actually think they match up a little bit better than to Golden State than they did against Phoenix. I think there's going to be a lot of small ball in this series. I think you could see a lot of small ball where Draymond's playing the 5 for Golden State. Dorian Finney-Smith is playing the 5 for Dallas. I think you could see that with a lot of three-pointers being taken, and then it comes down to shot making and getting critical stops. I think that's what this is going to come down to. And I actually like Dallas as a defensive team better than Golden State at this point in time. Now, does Dwight Powell become a factor again in this series? I thought he played a little better in Game 6 and Game 7 against Phoenix, but he was not much of a factor. But could you get that alley-oop pick-and-roll game going with him and Luka in this series? If Golden State's going small, I think that's an option for Dallas. Be curious to see, how these coaches settle in early into this series and mix and match these starting lineups as well as these rotations. So it should be interesting to see how it all plays out in the Western Conference Finals. So who you got? Type DAL for the Dallas Mavericks or type GSW for the Golden State Warriors. Who you got in this best-of-7 series? Going Mavs in 6, baby. You heard it here. Mavs in 6. DAL for the Mavs, GSW for the Warriors. We'll see you soon here on Mavericks Today.